Recent articles have said that India is growing faster than China. But what is the Indian landscape actually like? We're at the INSEAD Alumni Healthcare Summit, and we're joined by Harpal Singh. He is the Chairman Emeritus of Fortis Healthcare and the Chairman of Impact. Thank you very much for being with us on INSEAD Knowledge. Your health clinic chain is the second largest in India. Who are your customers, and what services are you actually providing?
Well, you know, the total Indian market is currently estimated in health delivery of about 38 billion US. It's supposed to grow by 2020 to $300 billion dollar market. So it's a big market. So I think it's not surprising, like in today's session, where is all the innovation likely to come from? You know, there was an overwhelming comment that every likelihood that India will be the home ground for lots of innovation that will come out in many areas of human endeavor. We in Fortis Healthcare, of course, have a pan-India presence. And these are not clinics in the clinic sense of the word. These are full-fledged hospitals that provide comprehensive health service needs, from high-end surgical procedures, like, say, cardiac procedures, to dealing with OPD customers, patients.
As healthcare has become more expensive, many people are becoming medical tourists, and they're traveling to places like India for everything from a hip replacement or a knee replacement to cosmetic surgery. You've come up with another phrase, a new market, medical value travel. Explain that.
Well, you know, I think it was very popular to talk about people who go and have some medical work done from outside their home country and refer to it as medical tourism. Now, this is not medical tourism. The patient who wishes to have a bypass operation or a knee joint replacement or a hip joint replacement is really truly not coming to India to come and see the Taj Mahal, which they would do if they came for a massage. But if you are thinking of chest pain, or your knee gives you pain to no end, you couldn't really very much care about the Taj Mahal at that point in time. What you want is your knee fixed. So you are really wanting to make that journey because you think that in making the journey, you will get very high quality value for medical service. Hence, medical value travel. You travel because you get good medical value out of it. And India, in that respect, is probably unique and exceptional in being able to provide very high-end, cutting-edge, serious procedures that can be done at extremely competitive prices. And India, I think, probably presents the most dramatic opportunity for that, which will incidentally be not only good for the person traveling, but would add greatly to Indian competence, because we'll get this quality of patient. We'll get a quality of patient that probably is more discerning, and therefore will push us to produce even better and do better. And if we do better, we'll have that better even available to the Indian population. So in that sense, I think there is a win-win for everybody.
Medical care prices in India are very low. Now, during your speech earlier, you showed a chart for heart bypass operations. In the US, it's $100,000. In India, it's $5,000. How do you keep prices that low, and how long is this level sustainable?
Just to give you a few examples. When we were starting our first hospital, I visited most of the hospital systems in the West, some of the important ones. And at the Cleveland Clinic, a comment was made that they were also building another hospital. And US best practice, I'm told, to set up a new cardiac facility is that it takes 4 years to build, 48 months. Well, we built our first cardiac facility in 18 months. So just think of the cost of capital, which sits doing nothing in comparative terms, between 18 months and 48 months. You look at our senior doctors, of course, get comparable salaries to anywhere in the world. But a large number of the rest of the staff, the nursing staff and all, get better than what is Indian salaries. And there we know that salaries are much lesser. But I think probably the most important side of it is all the efficiencies that we bring into the system. So if you look at our high procedure rooms, our operation theatres, incidentally, work and from each operating theatre, we're able to do many, many more surgical procedures than what would typically be the case in the Western world. And in a hospital, the most intense investment is either in diagnostics or in the operation theatre, in the procedure rooms. And if those two heavy investments are worked much, much more efficiently, the overall cost comes down. The same cath lab that an American hospital has, we have. The same kind of IT, for instance, again, we are quite intense in the IT work we do. We agglomerate a lot, so a lot of our back-end processes are centralized, and we bring a lot of efficiencies there. Purchase across 48 hospitals is centralized, so lots of efficiencies simply by the size of what we do. And of course, part of that, if I were to compare different systems across the world, the US system, and each one has its uniquenesses. The French system is very unique to even the UK system. The UK system has its own uniquenesses. So, but for instance, if I were to say, in the case of the US is a huge challenge on the whole issue of liability and the way it addresses liability. Now, it's not to say that there should not be liability. The question is, how much price should a system pay, which ultimately is to be paid by the patient, which is sensible and correct. So you want to create a very good balance between what is good for patient and what is good overall.
Thank you very much, Harpal Singh, for being with us on INSEAD Knowledge.
Thank you very much. Thank you.